The market's changing. Just as we've been talking about, interest rates are starting to come down a little bit. There's a lot of positive news coming out. We're going to cover all of that. This is the December Central Florida housing market update. My name is George Philbeck. This is my incredibly talented and hell of a negotiating partner, Jacquie. Of course, she's not here. I'm doing some traveling, but we do this on the first of the month. You're going to get real information that's real time that happened literally yesterday, the end of the month, and we curate this information every single week. Every single day we put this together, and now we can give you the full report. This isn't 3 months down the road. This is right now, real-time action, what's going on in the Central Florida market. Let's start it off with the lead story. Take a look at this story because I think I'll read this to you, but I think this is interesting. It'll get us started the right direction. The housing market is flashing fresh signs of recovery as rising listings and sales point to possible thaw. The housing market could thaw heading into 2024 after more than a year of depressing activity. Sales, inventory, and construction appear to be on the rise as mortgage rate pulls back. Now, they mentioned something here, construction, new construction. That's happening a lot. A lot of the homes that are available for sale right now are new construction. We're going to see a flood of homes coming on the market that are traditional sales that what you and I would own and we're going to be selling because when the interest rates go down, we can actually sell a home and buy a home. But let's go back to the article. The housing recovery could come on slowly as conditions improve, according to Redfin's chief economist. What does all that mean? Well, let's take a look at some graphs that I make for you. You're probably familiar with these, but I'm going to go through them. We're going to cover quite a few different topics in here, and I've got some great supporting things as well. The first thing we're going to take a look at today is the number of homes sold. Now, we use Orange County, Osceola County, Lake County, and Seminole County when we're pulling these together so that we have a consistency in everything we are doing. And what we're noticing is, of course, we've had very few homes sold. In fact, 2,309 homes sold in the month of November. When we go back to the graph, I want you to take a look at this. You're going to notice that December always pops up, but we're still going to be lower. We've got a trend that's going down. This is what I'm talking about. December of 2021, we actually went up in sales. And then December of 2022, we went up in sales. And I expect we're going to go up in sales as well. But when we go month over month from November of 2023 to November of 2022, we're about 100 homes less. That's not too much, but that's when our interest rates are really high. I think we'll see a little uptick next month. We'll keep our eye out on that. The number of homes sold is relevant. So next thing we're going to talk about is the average sale price for our homes. And we use single family homes, townhomes, and condos to determine our sale price. And again, in the 4 counties we cover. Let's go to the big board. This article is from Fox Business, and it really kind of jumps into what we can expect as far as the average home sale price. Home supply will continue to be strained in 2024, economist warns. Home prices are projected to drop 1.75% in 2024, a reversal from more than a decade of gradual increasing. Now, Fox Business is a really good source of information for us. Here's the thing. We could use a little diminishment in our home values, and we could also use the diminishment in the interest rates. They're coming. That's a good thing. But let's dig in a little bit more into what's happening in our market. So for that, we'll go to our graph. What you're looking at is the average sale price for a home in Orlando over the last 2.5 years. And we keep some trailing information in there. What is relevant is that this month, our home prices have dropped. Our sold home prices have dropped by over $7,000. That's a pretty good diminishment in home pricing. And I'm not too surprised to see that. Because here's the thing, we all know that they're very, very expensive. We had last month, we had interest rates that were over 8%. So of course, that's going to put some downward pressure on there. We also had, because of that, and we're going to cover that when we talk about interest rates, we've got some really good news coming about the interest rates, which is actually going to help with home values, help with everything else, help with buying and selling. Currently, our home prices are still a little high. I think we're going to see them come down a little bit. That's my personal opinion, but not too much, not like a drop off, not like a fall off or something, but this kind of a correction where we're looking at a very, very small percentage in diminishment, and it will fluctuate. Remember, we sell more homes in December than we do in November, so it'd be real interesting to see what the report looks like on January 1st when we had to recap the whole year, recap that. Great opportunity. Because we do this in real time, you might want to hit the like, subscribe, and notify button. And here's why. This will show up on your feed. You'll get this information on the 15th of each month and then on the 1st of each month so that you know what's going on with real-time data. Not stuff that's 3 months down the road, because It doesn't matter. It's wasted information when it's that far gone. All right, let's keep going. What you're looking at is the number of days on the market it takes for a home to go under contract. And as expected, that has gone up a little bit. Now, we always see it go up in December. Looking again at December 2021, it went from 28 in November to 29 in December. In 2022, we went from 36 in November to 40 in December. And we're going to see that increase go up a little bit as well. We're currently at 39, so we're just about where we were last year as well. However, there's something that nobody reports, and I'm looking into aggressively. I look into what is the average days on market for the homes that haven't sold. Now, that kind of talks to our inventory, but it also talks to what's happening for properties that are active on the market but didn't get a contract. Do we have more of those? Are they sitting on the market longer? And the answer is yes. It's actually 66 days is the average. I've started tracking that the last couple of months. We're 64, 65, and now 66 days. That is the average number of days the homes that haven't sold are on the market. And that is a concern. Now, I believe that'll help. Once interest rates come down, a lot more homes will sell, but they're also going to have to probably adjust their prices, because if they're sitting on the market, they may have unrealistic expectations of what's going on there. I will tell you with the properties that we have listed and that we're placing under contract, that we have some properties that are sitting longer than we would expect them to be. And we've had to take a look at this and say, okay, what does the market really look like? Now, this is a new anomaly over the last couple of months, and we're pretty skilled at this, so we know what we're doing. Thing is, you better know exactly what homes the appraiser is going to use. What's the true value of your property? This is probably the most important thing. In fact, at the end of this video, I do a report for everybody. If you want one, I can do a customized report for you and your home. We'll put the description of what that video or what that report looks like, and I can customize, make it for you. Jackie and I can. And I also do one that's a lot more in detail, that's very specific, and it's more of a video tutorial of what's going on in your market. So you'll know your true value. If you'd like that, there's a link down below to get a free valuation from us. We're glad to do it. Anything we can do to help. You'd be amazed how much our phone rings with people calling, asking just silly questions to great, informed, and detailed questions. We're here to help. Let's get back to business. The big elephant in the room, it's the interest rates. And folks, take a look at October of this year and now November. We were at 8.33% and we're now down to 7.61%. This is huge news. Now, I've said for a long time that I think we're going to get into the interest rates, the high fives to low sixes very soon. I didn't think the Fed would raise the rates. They didn't on their November meeting. They've got another one December 11th and 12th. I don't think they're going to raise them. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they lower them a quarter basis point. Here's an article that helps support that. Take a look at this. This is a Reuters article, and they are an incredible resource. I strongly encourage everybody to sign up and get their information. Stocks rise as dollar falls, gold rallies on Fed commentary. Well, let's scroll down just a little bit. New York, London, November 2nd, Reuters. MSCI's global stock index advanced on Tuesday while the dollar fell as the Federal Reserve official signaled that the U.S. Central Bank was done raising rates and could even consider rate cuts if inflation keeps easing. Y'all remember that Jackie and I were sitting here and she said, listen, if the rates go up, because I said they weren't going to go up anymore, they haven't gone up for a while, that if the rates went up, there's going to be pie thrown in my face. I think I just dodged this bullet. They're not going up. They're actually going down. Yes, we knew that was going to happen. I'm going to put this out there because let's consider that this is kind of relevant. It shouldn't be this way. And this I'm forecasting now into 2024, into what's going on, into what perhaps are your plans for your strategies on your personal living situation, whether you're buying or selling or doing a little bit of both. Think about this. Historically, every election cycle, the administration that is in control should not have some influence, but everyone has, doesn't matter what party you're with. And of course, you want to make the economy stronger and better. In fact, I believe that was a very intelligent move by the current administration, that we had to go through this very tough time. They've done a good job of it, and the inflation has been brought down a little bit. We're seeing better prices. I saw $2.69 for gas. Outstanding. That's huge. I drive a big truck. So let's let's take a look at what 2024 looks like. I think that we're going to get our interest rates down to the fives, maybe to the low sixes is where I expect we're going to go. And I think they're going to go there pretty quickly. A lot of people are forecasting out, saying that this is going to take months and months and months. I am going to say that, in fact, it won't. I think we'll start really seeing this pick up in February. Very robust real estate market comes from that. Okay, let's go back to what else they said. The U.S. dollar index hit a 3.5-month low and was on track for its biggest monthly drop in a year as investors took the view that growth in the world's largest economy is starting to slow down. Now, this is a good thing, with that market starting to price in a rate cut by the first half of the year. Again, I think that's going to happen pretty darn soon. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that in December 12th when they come out with a rate drop of even 25 basis points, which is a 0.25% rate drop. What a huge positive signal. We're getting a lot of good stuff, which is going to help, and that'll calm this down. Let's go to the big board again. So while we're looking at these interest rates, you can see that we've started to trend down a little bit. We're nowhere near where we need to be, but we're going down there. Let's see how this affects affordability. And affordability is really the most important part. So let's take a look at the affordability graph. This is the affordability index, and it is probably the most important slide that we're going to look at. And I do want to explain a little bit about how this works. What we've done is we take the average interest rate, the average sale price for the home, and we come up with what the principal and interest amount is. That's how much you'd have to pay on a monthly basis if you're mortgaging a property. And we should talk in a second or two before, when we're done, I'm going to show you something about affordability and how you can actually affect that by credit and by how you're taking out money or how you're borrowing money. It's really fascinating. So in doing so, we took the average income of a home that makes $100,000, and we said that we're going to quote based on their affordability if they can do it, if they can be affordable. At 37.37%, that's 37.37% of your income is being used to pay your principal and interest. So you're still under the 40 threshold. Really, the 50 is kind of the maximum they're going to loan against. But imagine if you have a car payment, that 37.5% can maybe go up to 45%. Throw in a student loan. Everything affects your affordability. Now, of course, if you make more money, it is more affordable for you. Your affordability index and being able to mortgage is going to work out perfectly. But we've outpriced the market. I'll show you what I mean. Let's take a look. So everything's pretty good and dandy right up until January of 2023. We're at 40.2%, then we jumped up to 49%, and we have been as high as 58.99%. What that means is you cannot buy a house at that price. It is not happening. Well, we're starting to come down. We're coming down for two reasons. The first reason is the average sale price has dropped a little bit, but the big reason is the interest rates have dropped. Now, this is the part that's going to be fun. Let me show you what affordability looks like and how you can help manipulate your payments for a home if you're purchasing one. Now, I use Google Rates just across the board, so I always have a consistency. And for this conversation, we're going to do a $300,000 loan, 20% down in the state of Florida, and we're currently at 8%. Holy smoke! Well, watch this. Let's change our credit rating to 740. Now we're at 7.6%. This is, in fact, what I used in our data that you're looking at right now, but I want to show you something that's even more surprising. Let's change our down payment from 20% to 10%. Now remember, we're currently at 7.611%. It just dropped lower. The reason I bring this up is that knowing where you're at with your credit rating and then knowing what your options are makes a big difference in your affordability, and that helps greatly with everything. All right, so here's the summary. You've stuck with me this long. Thank you for doing that. This is a little longer because we had a lot to cover. Interest rates are coming down. Phenomenal. Prices, they're coming down a little bit. It's actually a good thing. Sorry if we're selling, I get it. Just make your house more appealing than every other home. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to follow this with a summary of what your personalized house report looks like. The link is down below in the descriptions. Just fill in your address and give me your email, and I'll work on that and I'll get it sent right over to you. 2024 is going to be a great time to buy and sell a home. If you're sitting there and you're pent up, you're like, I really want to buy a home, but why would I lose a 3% rate for an 8% rate? You wouldn't. It doesn't make sense. It's not a good idea. If you absolutely have to buy and sell, okay, there's strategies that we could put into place in that, but we're getting to the point where it's going to make sense, and you can, in our case, downsize. In perhaps your case, you're upsizing. It doesn't matter. What you need is some good advice. Keep subscribing to this so that you get this information on a monthly basis. If you want to report on what your home's worth, we'll be glad to do it for you. And then we set you up with an activity of what's going on, so once a month you get an update of what it looks like as well. Either way, from myself, from Jacquie, who would love to be here, but you can't this time. Thank you very much for your time. Watch this quick video on the report, fill it out. I'll make one for you. God bless you. We'll see you on the 15th for the mid-month report. Bye now. So the reports that we create for our friends and our family include, obviously, the information about the home as well as the current estimated value, as you're seeing on these 2 pages. Now, we also go a lot deeper into home facts and the extended home facts as well. And this allows us to really refine our value. And you'll actually see that the last page we're going to talk about is the refined home value, which includes some adjustments that would be made as well. Now, this is a 81-page report that will be sent to you that is very specific to your home, your community, and everything else. It is important that you have all the facts when making such an important decision.